We on?
Yes.
487-835, Sean Colt. And are you Alyssa Plummer? Okay, counsel, your appearance and bar number?
Morning, Your Honor. Eunice Speedy, bar number 10382, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff, Sean Colt.
Thank you. Let's swear the parties in before we begin.
Please stand and raise your right hand. You and each of you do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Okay, how many court hearings have we had? Some of them were passed over because of lack of service. Another time, proof of service. So this one you're aware of, this May 14th one. She filed this motion, and then you were able to file your opposition. So this was already set.
Filed an opposition to this.
Okay, and I believe I gave everybody a heads up. I cannot force people to take a polygraph test. Do you have her polygraph test results?
Your Honor, I received something called compilation of exhibits the other day. And
Yeah, one of them includes the polygraph test. If she wants to file it, that's fine, but for purposes of trial, we cannot rely on it because it will not be admissible for trial. I mean, I can look at anything during motion hearings, but as far as relying on it for trial, I cannot do that. It will not be admissible by law because they do not stipulate to it. Now, I can't force the dad, the plaintiff, to take a polygraph test as well because it's not, they do not stipulate to that as well. So motion is denied on motion to force dad to take a polygraph test. And there was no legal basis. All right, ma'am, wait a minute. There was no legal basis to pursue that motion, but you had already filed it, so they already had to oppose it, and I might just go to attorney's fees.
When I was here last time,
Yeah.
I showed you this, and I told you I filed it with the other courtroom.
What is that?
The polygraph, the same thing that you asked me to file.
Mm-hmm.
You said you wanted a copy.
Mm-hmm.
You said next time you come in here, make sure you have copies. I think
I just told you can file. You're free to file anything you wish.
I filed it when I went to the front. They said that they wouldn't
I acknowledge
take
it. It was 20 pages. I read it and I reviewed it. But I can't, if it were a trial today, that would get zero weight. It cannot be admissible at trial.
No, I understand.
Okay.
That. She's saying that I should pay her now because I filed it. I did what you told me to do.
No, the attorney, you talking about the attorney? The attorney will be asking for fees because there was no legal basis to pursue the matter. And you forced them to come in here. Now, are you here on other issues as well?
No, well, yeah,
They have a counter motion, though, so you're here. You have a counter motion to enforce the behavior order.
Your Honor, she's misstating what happened at the last hearing. What happened was we were told a motion had been filed regarding a polygraph. To explain to her that we could not be forced to take the polygraph, I said I had never even seen a copy of this motion. So you said make sure that we are provided copies. That's what it was. It wasn't, oh, please refile it, file it again, even though I'm already telling you I'm going to say no to it.
Okay.
And then, excuse me, I'm speaking right now.
Yeah.
And that now we have to file an opposition. I've been here since 9:30. You know, this has taken a long time. Now in her reply and her compilation.
I apologize for that. We called for the case, and we just kept calling whatever case was available. So, I'm sorry. I know my case was delayed, but I said...
When I came, it was a closed hearing, and so we just waited outside, and I saw her kind of coming out from out here, so...
Yeah, when I asked my marshal, I was like, well, nobody's checked in yet. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I apologize for that. I know it's been a long morning.
Well, you know, and now I receive a compilation.
Well, it's simple.
Exhibits.
The polygraph, I can't force them. I told you could take one on your own. I haven't denied you from filing it and having the court look at it. They can look at it. I might look at anything during motion hearings, but if there were a trial, you'll not be able to bring that at trial, okay? So your motion is denied. Now, you gave me updates on your criminal case. So your brother, what's his name?
Adam Charles Hoffman.
Huh?
Adam Charles Hoffman.
Adam pled guilty or no contest, and they dropped the charges against you, or did they reduce you to disturbing the peace?
Disturbing the peace.
Now, do you not have another case in the other court? Was this North Las Vegas court?
That was North Las Vegas, yeah.
Okay, apparently, did she have two?
She has two cases.
Okay, the other one's with Judge Kearns.
Judge Kearns is the one where he's lying and saying that I hit him, which is why
What's
I did
going
the
on with the Judge
polygraph.
Kearns case?
Yes.
What's going on with that one?
I did the last week after I did the poly. I was able to obtain a criminal lawyer, and the other attorney, the
Public defender?
no, the
DA?
public defender withdrew,
Oh.
and my new attorney came in. He said that he's doing it pro bono for me because I passed the poly.
Okay.
He is going to see if the charges can be dropped against me and he can actually be arrested.
When's the
for
next court
perjury.
date?
Huh?
When's the next court date?
Next month on the 12th.
June 12th. I might want to look into that, counsel. Who's your new attorney, your pro bono?
His name is Eric Kites.
I don't know him. Eric Kites?
I don't know, Your Honor, but to
Okay.
be quite frank, all the representations she's made in court about her criminal cases have not been true. She's said that they've been dismissed. I pull up,
I never said that.
on the paperwork, the documents speak for themselves. about what she
Motion to
represents.
take, motion for defendant, plaintiff, and witness to take polygraph. Motion denied. I let her file what she needed to file. Opposition, counter motion to enforce behavior order. Has things arisen since the last time we were in court, which was, I believe, was it March 19th or April 21st?
Yes, Your Honor. Basically, the first time I came into this case
March 19th.
was in January,
Mm-hmm.
and they had been filing motions back and forth prior to counsel ever getting involved.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess, but...
I know
Dad-
one of the requests was for a behavioral order. I thought that you said that that was granted, but when I called the law clerk later, there wasn't any kind of record of it, so we did attach a proposed behavioral order. It's just a stock order that I got from Judge
Mom?
Ritchie's law clerk. a
Yeah,
while
does
ago,
Mom have a
so
copy?
It was attached as an exhibit to the opposition.
Are you opposed to it? It's to apply to both
I
of
have no
you.
problem not talking to him or...
No, I mean, like, have you read the fine print?
I have no problem signing it.
Okay, it applies to Dad and it applies to you. That means you got to be civil to each other. We're not going to use curse words. We're not going to curse each other out. We're going to do what's in the best interest of the child. No cursing, no fighting in front of the child.
May I-
And you can't fight with the other family members, and you have to
That's
keep
what
the
I
peace.
wanted- Okay, his mom comes to my house. She's very, very verbally abusive. She
Tell you
thinks
what,
this is-
break out your cell phone and record her if she's actually doing that. So I get a lot of he said, she said.
Can he just be the one that picks up the baby?
Counsel, we'll talk about that. Counsel, you may approach with the behavior order. If she has no objection, it will be signed and filed in open court and served on the parties. Oh, do you want this with the holes in there? Or? Okay, that's fine. It's electronically filed. Okay.
So, Your Honor, can
Now, right now, yes, Dad has temporary. Was it sole legal, sole physical, or joint legal primary with Dad?
Supervised visitation.
And who's supervising her?
Her mother.
Right. And how long does she get? Help me out here.
It's the weekend, but it's flexible. We've been flexible. with it.
Includes overnights,
Yes.
as long as her mom's there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you want to change something?
The thing for my brother was dropped. That was why the supervised visitations were put in place.
Okay, and the CPS case was unsubstantiated, but did you give me a letter from your doctor?
Yes, I did. It's inside of the answer to the counter motion.
Answer to the counter motion. What date did you file it? Is that in the miscellaneous filing or answer to counterclaim or?
It's in the, it's the answer to the counter motion, the answer to her.
Your Honor, there's still an open criminal case against her. I mean, there's no basis for us
Right, you
being
still
here
got,
today.
yeah,
And I
you,
was never even charged with domestic battery against Sean. I can show you that right here. I
She
was
has brought
only
nothing
charged battery.
new today.
Yes,
All right,
I
duly
have.
noted.
Everything is old.
duly noted. I'm gonna let her have her say though. Go ahead.
I have given proof that he has hit me before. I filed pictures.
Well, that's why we go to trial.
Abusive. And my son was taken away because I called the police for help, and all he has to do is lie, and I lose my son for it. I don't.
Are you required to do domestic violence classes?
No, I did them on my own, so that way I would never have to call the police again.
Okay.
I can just. I have a different way of getting help.
Okay, and where are you doing your classes? Is it Safe Nest?
Yes.
Okay, and are you still doing those classes, or how long did you go for?
I've been going since January.
Okay, back to my last question. Do you have the letter from your doctor saying you're not addicted to prescription drugs?
Yes, I do.
Okay, needle in a haystack. It's easier you find it rather than showing me where it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Counsel, technically you're correct, but she's representing herself. And look, I don't treat her any differently than whether Dad has an attorney or not. It is called a motion to take polygraph. I've already denied it. Counter motion to enforce or issue behavior order is hereby granted. It's still, however, an ongoing issue if there are any new updates, but you're saying there's nothing new. Because we're dealing with a very young child, I can always hear these continuing, ongoing issues to see if any restrictions should be lifted. Okay, you go to Apex Medical Center, you've been there since September 18th, you've kept your scheduled appointments, maintain on minimal pain medication, no reported history of abuse, and currently in the process of weaning off her medication. So what kind of medication are you on? Get a copy of that. Did you get one from
I'm
the lawyer?
taking hydrocodone.
Huh?
I'm taking hydrocodone.
How many do you take a day?
I was taking 4, now I've cut it down to 2 a day, and I'm not taking them every day.
Okay, when you take 2, and you only take them as needed?
If I'm in a lot of pain that day, if I did a lot, then I'll take a couple of them, but I'm not taking them every day.
Okay, if you take them and it's during the daytime, not like during nighttime, if you take them during the daytime, how are you going to be able to take care of your kid? Because you can't
They don't make
operate
me
heavy
loopy.
machinery, you can't drive, you'll be, if you're under the effects of hydrocodone, which is a
They
very...
don't make me loopy like that. It's not, I'm not taking like,
Oh,
I'm not taking
I'm not saying they are, they aren't. People react to them differently, but last I checked, it's a prescribed, controlled substance. It's a heavy painkiller. It's a narcotic. You're not supposed to get behind the wheel if you've taken a hydrocodone.
No, I don't. I usually take them like at the end of the day anyway, when I finally stop. You know what I mean? Like I've been all over the place all day, and then I
Right.
stop, and then I finally feel the pain hit me. You know,
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Okay.
But my doctor said it's bad for you to just stop them. He said he wanted to wean me off of them.
Well, yeah, you can't just completely
gonna,
stop.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and do the physical therapy.
Okay.
And
What's it for? Your pain.
I hurt my back doing gymnastics. I have a slip disc right here. And
How long has
I
that been? Since you were a kid, or?
Since I was 19. I've had 3 surgeries.
Okay.
And I get shooting pain down in my
Comments on the
legs.
letter, counsel?
Your Honor, first of all, pursuant to the last court order, Ms. Plummer was supposed to give me a Hipaa release and provide the release
Yes.
within 30 days. I have not received a release. She still isn't within the 30
Bring
days.
a release with you today. I'd have her sign it right now.
I don't even know where I would find that.
I can provide a release to her, but that's...
They're gonna mail you one at. Are you at Cheyenne Avenue, Unit 151?
No, I moved.
You moved?
1583 Cattle Ranch.
You gotta file a change of address,
I
and you're
already
supposed to
have.
let the other side know. I still have it at Cheyenne. When did you file the change of address? Yeah, March 25th?
Yeah.
All right, that's on us. Clerk of the court didn't update it, but I'll have my court clerk fix that. 1583 Cattle Ranch Place, and it's a house. 89002. Are you sure it's not 89012?
It's 89002. It's right last exit before you go to Boulder City.
Is that your mom's house?
No,
Whose house is that?
it's friends.
You're staying at a friend's house.
I'm
So when
living
you
there.
see your child, you go to your mom's house.
Yes.
Okay. And your mom lives in Las Vegas or Henderson? Okay. All right. I don't know anything about your friend's house, number one. Who is?
Here, if you want me to call him, he can come back up here.
Is he a friend or a significant other?
He's not a significant other. I have my own room. Preston would have his own room.
Your Honor, this was discussed at the last hearing, and you did not find it suitable for, we did not know
She
who he
said that
was.
you said you didn't know who he was.
understood that we did
That's
not know
why
who he
I-
was. This is why we set it up with the mom. Nothing has changed. She just keeps bringing up all the same stuff we've already talked about
Well, I
this.
think there's a little change. I think she did bring me that doctor letter. If she's under doctor advice, I could put admonishments to her that if you're going to see the child unrestricted, then you have to follow certain rules and guidelines, and that would include no driving with the child. Do you have a driver's license? You have a car? Okay, but if you take a hydrocodone, I would say you can't get behind the wheel with the child in the car. Very dangerous.
The restrictions were based on her 2 criminal
I tell you
court
what.
cases being open.
And one of them
one
has
of
been
them is
dropped.
still open, and the other one, she's just telling me now it's been dropped. I have no proof of that.
I
Last
said-
time she
okay.
said it's been dropped, it was not dropped.
I tell you what, we're coming back on
I
June.
filed it
We are.
in
We're
the
coming
compilation
to
of
June.
exhibits. It's right here.
Are we going to be, is this going to be a fruitful hearing if we come back June 18th, or is your criminal case going to get delayed some more?
I have no idea. So
We'll leave the court date on. Okay. All right.
it says right here. It's the second exhibit to the compilation of exhibits. It
Yeah.
says it right here that it has been dropped.
Okay.
She has that. I just brought it to her office.
Tell you what, I'm going to pass it off to June 18th. Number one, counsel, bring the Hipaa release if she doesn't cooperate, and you send it to her at Cattle Ranch, and she doesn't mail it back, I will deal with her level of cooperation. But ma'am, she's going to mail you, the attorney's going to mail you a Hipaa release, which is an authorization to obtain all of your medical records. That should have been done when I ordered it, I don't know how many months ago, before the new year.
I didn't know that's what you
Okay,
wanted.
you got to read the court minutes, but that's not my
I
responsibility.
don't
If you
understand why it's important for her to know that.
Because we're dealing with a child, you're a parent, he's a parent, yes. Your medical records are definitely relevant. Now, she's not going to go spouting them off to third parties. This is a gag order. She has a right to look at them. She has a right to keep copies. She will not give a copy to the dad, and dad's not allowed to go telling the whole world about it. These are absolutely confidential. It's called a gag order.
Is his important?
We already discussed this. I'm going through the motions again, and I got another case behind me. So, number one, bring the Hipaa release. No changes today. Hipaa releases. She'll try to mail it to you, ma'am. If you do not, you're free to have an attorney look it over for you, and you're supposed to return that. But number one, you're not in compliance with the Hipaa releases. Number two, good thing I set this trial in December, because it's going to take at least 90 days or more to get all of your medical records, and you might have an extensive medical history. Okay? Number three, I want to place this on the record, okay? And I think this is positive on your end. Number one, I went and looked at the, I haven't even checked my emails this morning, but I went ahead and looked at your CPS records. They closed it out as unsubstantiated. I don't think I have any substantiated history on your part. So, number one. Number two, I appreciate you bringing me up to speed about Adam's case. And I don't know if I haven't, you tell me Adam don't come around you no more anyway, but I don't know if I had a standing order if Adam was to be around.
That's her brother. I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay,
She's
well,
got
that
two,
is the-
you know, she had 2 domestic battery.
Okay, she has to see the child at the mom's house, and I know she wrote somewhere that either Adam and her mom are ganging up against her. I can't deal with that right now, but Grandma's still being cooperative and allowing, and doing the supervising. It's not, I want to keep that in place because, I need the attorney to be able to get all your medical records. What if they find something there that affects your parenting? Okay? All right. One, so CPS is unsubstantiated. Two, still a pending criminal case. By the way, with your disturbing the peace, do you have to do other stuff or requirements or pay fines or be on probation?
Nothing. Just disturbing the peace.
Okay, and did you file that printout?
It's in the compilation.
I'm so ask you to look into that. Now, the pending criminal cases with municipal court, Judge Kearns, we still have a status check on that, so I'm leaving that and passing it over to the 18th. I'll guarantee you right now, though, they will not have all your medical records in time. That's why I ordered them from the get-go, have them get you that Hipaa release. So if you didn't understand what was going on, that's not on me, and it's not on them. If I say provide a Hipaa release and you said you would, it's your responsibility. Either speak with an attorney, and we have free legal advice downstairs. What's a Hipaa release? Okay, they will explain that to you. You're supposed to get them the Hipaa release. Now it's on you if you hadn't provided it. Now I have to turn it around and have the attorney draft it up and charge her client to have you sign it. Okay, so fees will be deferred on that.
Tell me where to go to get it. I can do that.
You can.
Where
You
do I
can-
go?
Okay, I can't give you legal advice. You need to go to Ask a Lawyer program and make an appointment or talk to Legal Aid Pro Bono. Okay? I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but there's reasons why I make court orders, and right now, you're not in 100% compliance with them.
I just don't understand how. I mean, did you read the
I read everything you wrote, ma'am.
not
Okay.
just what I wrote, the police report?
They might challenge that, so that's why they have a right to go to trial on it. Nobody trusts each other on both sides. I get it. But that's why we have a trial on the matter. Okay? All right.
But the only thing they're saying is that I slapped him. I didn't do that at all, but I'm getting my son taken away because of a slap?
Your son hasn't been taken away. We've allowed you to have your son with just a few restrictions on your visitation.
He's 10 months old. He should be home with his mother.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask that short of an emergency situation, that we don't have to come back here until June 18th. And that another motion
What
is
I
not to be
plan on
filed.
I'm not gonna file
asking
any
for the same
motion.
thing that was already
Right.
And I didn't file it twice. I filed it with the other courthouse, the criminal court. I gave you the one copy.
Look, I know what you're asking for, Mom, and I just don't feel like my hands are tied. I can't do that right now.
I've proven that I didn't hit him. This is
Stated
so
my findings
wrong.
on the record. Mom has to speak with an attorney. I can't help her. Pending criminal case, Judge Kern's case not resolved. The case involves domestic violence. I cannot lift her restrictions until I find out what's going on with Judge Kern's case. I already looked into the CPS matter, unsubstantiated. That will be weighed in on either now, between now and trial, or at the trial. She got the doctor letter now, and did we keep a copy for the left side of the file? Actually, you could file it as her court exhibit. You can make that. It's not confidential. It's just a procedural letter. So we have her doctor
I'm not
letter.
charged with domestic
And-
violence. I
Okay.
have that right here.
All right. Hipaa releases have not been complied with without her medical records. We do not know what her level of stability is. We also have her medical stability. We also have her residential stability. So now I know she's living in a new house. We don't know anything about the house. We discussed that before. Did you bring me pictures of the house and that you have the appropriate stuff for the baby there?
You want me to bring pictures of the house? I
Well, it'd be nice so we know where the environment is. And how do I know? Is this friend letting you stay in there long term? Did you sign a lease, or can he kick you out anytime he feels like it?
No, I've known him for 10 years. He's here if you want to talk
But
to him.
yeah, it might be a moral obligation, but he has no legal obligation. So anyway, what you can do would help is to take pictures that you got things set up for the baby there in order to transition there.
Everything is at my mom's house.
Okay, so, and does your friend, do you know anything about him?
What? Do you know anything about him?
Well, I don't go looking up your friends, but now
Bring
according,
him up here to talk to him?
it doesn't work that way, ma'am. If we need a name, we need a date of birth. They want to do an investigation
John
on,
Palya.
I'm sorry?
John Palya.
How do you spell,
Just did a background check on him.
P?
Palya.
Don Palia?
Yes.
Okay, and he works?
Yes.
What does he do for a living?
He works in the mill, right? He's in the union.
Okay, and does he have kids?
Yes.
Those kids live with him? So the mom, he's separated from the mom?
He
Obviously.
is, yeah.
And how old are his kids?
My age.
Oh, they're all grown.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about young kids. Okay, so, and he lives by himself, but now he's willing to give you and Preston a bedroom. Okay, and are all your stuff in storage right now?
It's all in my house.
It's all set up?
Well, no, Preston's stuff is all at my mom's house because that's where the baby goes.
Okay.
So,
All
I mean,
right.
I could take pictures, but it's going to
It
be
wouldn't
an
be a
empty
problem
room.
if at some point you'll be able to take him over there, right? I'm gonna pass it off till June 18th. You can go investigate this guy, but apparently I don't know if we don't know anything about him.
Your Honor, I have a name. I don't know if that's going to be enough to...
You have a date of birth? You don't have a date of birth. Well, John, we all know he's a John Paul.
His birthday's May 5th.
5'5"? How old is he?
He's 53 now? Yeah, he's 53.
So he was like born in 61? If you do the math. Okay.
Shoot, I bet you he'd give you a social security number. He doesn't.
Okay, you're seeing your child every week? Okay, you continue with seeing your child every week. We'll have the grandma continuing to supervise, at least for the next 4 weeks. We'll consider, I know it's not been properly pled, but I'm assuming it's been implied in all these motions. I can't keep track anymore. She's been filing, but she implies that she wants to be able to get off restrictions, but I need to have something on the Judge Kern's case, because that's still kind of hanging over your head.
It's
What
not
do you have?
domestic violence, it's battery.
EV battery, and
No,
you are
it's
the
just
defendant
battery.
in that case.
Yes.
Okay, and you have an attorney that is supposedly by June 18th will have that negotiated out?
I don't know if he'll have it negotiated out.
It's in your court date is June 12th, right?
Right.
That's why I said it a week after.
Well, that would just, I'm sure it's not going to be the last day that I go to court.
Okay, well then,
I don't.
I have to err on the side of caution. This is DV, this is violence
And
until...
I've given you proof that he has hit me. I gave you pictures that he has hit me. I was the one that called the cops, and I was
Okay,
arrested.
it's
'cause
not
he
a done
lied.
deal yet. That's why we're going to save that all for trial. But if
Yeah,
something
until
moves...
then, I don't get
If
to
something moves on the Judge Kern's case for the 10th time, let me know when we come back on June 18th. Okay? If something moves, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I don't see how this could be right. I don't.
Let me state my findings on the record. Due to a pending domestic violence case where the mom is being charged and actually being prosecuted in Las Vegas, City of Las Vegas Municipal Court for a violence crime, I believe I have to err on the side of caution and restrict her visitation based on the fact that she may, I'm not saying she is, pose a risk or danger to the safety of the child until that case is resolved by either a charges being dropped, unless there's a guilty plea or a no contest plea, or there's a conviction. Pursuant to NRS 125.480, if a parent is convicted of domestic violence, okay, it raises a rebuttable presumption that the parent must rebut by clear and convincing evidence that they are not a danger to the child. If you are convicted of a domestic violence crime, then you are not supposed to be eligible for custody of a child. Not primary, not joint. It would just be supervised visitation or unsupervised visitation. Okay, this is the law. I have to err on the side of caution. You disagree with me, ma'am, please speak with an attorney, but I'm placing matters on the record here to make sure I have findings as to why I'm making my decision the way it is. That's it,
So
June
he
18th.
stops me from calling the police, and I'm never able to get the police to our location to help me. Then he just never was a violent person.
Things
No.
will proceed. You will have your day in court. If I have a sooner date for your custody trial, I will let you know and maybe move you guys up. But we will talk about that on June 18th. What do I have them down for, a full day or a half day? Okay, between now and June 18th, Ms. Clerk, if you remember, remind me if there's something sooner than December 4th.
Your Honor, I asked for that because of my maternity leave.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Also, I did ask for fees for having to come here today, so I just would like to address that as well.
The motion for her to pursue the motion for the polygraph there was no legal basis to do that. I make a finding under 18.010 and 7.60 that fees should be awarded. Given her financial condition right now, I will just defer the actual amount, but fees will be awarded. And please separate out or save me your billing and make sure you're ready. I believe you already have a Brunzell analysis on file and an affidavit or some type of...
Your Honor, I'll put something to
Put a Brunzell break. You got for just this motion, the polygraph motion. Okay, just let me know.
I was doing what you told me to do.
Okay.
You said that I can't.
What time
file
are you
it,
coming
and
back?
you
June
won't see it
18th.
unless I
All
file
right, ma'am,
it.
I've got another case before you. I'm way past the lunch hour. My staff hasn't had lunch yet, and I apologize. I apologize to both of you that you had to wait. I've had an extremely busy morning and a lot of ugly cases this morning, and this is one of them too. Hopefully it will die down. Maybe the parents can figure this out and settle it.
Well, they
If
put me
not-
back on
if
the list
not-
for an
oh,
attorney.
ma'am, I can't even finish a sentence without you just interrupting me left and right and interrupting the attorney. I'm not going to have this happen at trial. We're not having kitchen conversations or living room conversations. Okay?
June 18th at 9 a.m.
June 18th at 9 a.m. That's what? A month from now? A month and 6 days from now. Hopefully you'll be here. You're still on maternity. Okay.
We're off the record.